Hi, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Special Economic Zones. I'm your host, Ainsley Brown, and in today's episode, we're going to cover what is a administrator. We're going back in 2023 to get into some fundamentals of uh, zones. Now, what a zone administrator, as the name says, is whoever administers the zone. Now, this is far more complicated than it may seem on the surface because it will depend on the regime and the structure, the legal structure of the regime who will be considered an administrator. So the structures that are there to support it. So you have situations where zones are so varied. And again, it doesn't matter what you call it. If you call it a free zone, a special economic zone, an enterprise zone, foreign trade zone, it's all the same thing. They have similar characteristics, right? Now, zone administrators are, as I said, people that administer the zone. And this is going to vary per regime. There are some regimes where the administrator and the person that operates the zone are one and the same. The government owns and operates the zone, and there is no distinction. So the administrators is basically the regulatory or regulator side of things, but it also can be the operator side of things, and I'll like explain because again it depends on the structure that's been put in place. So if you have or it can be both actually, funnily enough. So if you have a situation where the operator and the regulator are separate, you you're gonna have where um, the regulator, which is clearly a zone administrator, and whatever their structures are. And again, that's going to vary. Some people have, like at the top, a sole minister. That minister is a zone operator, or sorry, zone administrator. If, on the other hand, you may have a council of ministers, and in that case, though that council is also coming down, you then may have a regulatory body, and everybody that works inside that regulatory body, no matter what their function is, they're zone administrators, right? Now, going on to the other side of things where you have the developer or the person that operates the zone, that person, whether it's government, so it's fused, or it is a private operator or private developer, whichever terminology is used within the legal framework of each zone, those folks are also administrator because they have duties, responsibilities to the zone, some of which will arise from the contracts they sign with their occupants. Others will arise from the law, right? They may have certain responsibilities in terms of what they can charge, or how the fees, the types of fees, and actual amount that can be charged may be dictated or mandated by some rule or regulation, the legislative framework that is there. So you have to look at it and see where where those things lie. Occasionally, I should have added in the structure of the zone, you may have a situation where there's a board of directors that supervises the zone itself, and again, they are also zone administrators, or the regulator. There may also have not just a minister or a council of ministers, but also a board of directors. They are um, zone administrators as well. Now, importantly, the functions of a zone administrator or duties of an administrator is going to vary, of course, based on the regime. But there are some basics that are universal. So they have to carry the skills that they have per their job descriptions and so forth. And also they have to ensure that they have no conflicts of interest, for example. And conflicts of interest are going to arise, but there's ways to deal with them. Either they're curable or they're incurable. And if they're incurable, decisions have to be taken. Either you step away from the conflict altogether or you resign your post to solve the issue. For curable ones, you have to declare that yes, this may come up. It may not be a conflict right now, but this may come up. And then in any decision making, you recuse yourself away from that decision because you can't have anything to do with it because there is a conflict there, but it is noted and you've removed yourself. So there's going to be in different sometimes in different legislation what the duties are. Some of them are not direct per se that says, oh, zone administrator, this is your roles and responsibilities. You have some legislation that will have that set out, but there are going to be others where you might have to go to the company's incorporation, whatever company's incorporation legislation there is to say, okay, what exactly a director should be doing or an officer or an executive within the company. And there may be other types of legislation that speaks to administrative roles in government, for example, and what the roles and responsibilities are. So if you like this episode, please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to see me do cover a particular topic, just leave a comment down below and I'll get right back to you.